Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome to the Commanders. This is the 2.3 update for Elite Dangerous. Now the footage you're seeing here is from the live stream made by Frontier yesterday, and I want to talk about some of the features that they showed off. This then is what was formerly known as the Commander Creator and now is being called the Holo Me. That is the holographic representation of your avatar. Unfortunately, it's still a little bit unclear exactly what this means. Obviously, your pilot in your ship is physically present, so we don't know whether changing the avatar's appearance here affects the appearance of your physical avatar, or whether the holographic representation here is a separate avatar used for projection into multi-crewed ships. Or maybe it's both. Anyway, the Holo Me utility suite here can be accessed at any time. You can change your appearance as many times as you like, as often as you like. It's changeable from within your ship. You don't have to be at a station, and you can be located anywhere within space to do this. The only places it's not accessible is in the SRV or in the ship-launched fighters. The backdrop here you can see is from the ship they're flying during the stream, and that of course was a Fer-de-Lance. I'm very curious to see how this backdrop would be affected from ship to ship, and what, for example, it will look like when you're in a Sidewinder. Now, so far they've cycled through a number of pre-generated presets here. There seem to be quite a lot of them, and this one is one of my favourites, most notably because of the amount of detail that's present within the facial features there. The character creator quite clearly has some exceptional aging algorithms, so here we are with the female presets. And basically you can either stick with a preset here or choose a preset and then customize it further. There's some broad customizations you can do here on the complexion tab, such as changing both the age and skin detail. And again, this shows off the aging algorithm, which is pretty nice indeed. Now, they did say there's no scientific process behind this, but it does look rather good. And asymmetry is a rather nice feature, something I haven't seen in any other character creator. And basically, this stops the left half of the face mirroring the right half, making it a little bit more realistic. Other facial features, such as scars, can also be added, and one thing I particularly liked was the ability to have different eye colours from eye to eye, so mismatched eyes basically. And this works particularly well in this example, as the eye is obviously damaged by the scar and being replaced by a cyborg eye. You can also see there's some controls here for the nose, mouth, as well as the ears. From here you've got a randomization option, making it that much quicker for you to choose something that might be a bit appealing to you. There's also some presets, but if you want to go into full customization, you can also do that with a whole bunch of different sliders here. Unfortunately, on the live stream, they spent more time looking on the presets rather than the customization options, so it's a little bit unclear at this point to see just how far you can actually go with the customization. And of course, this customization extends to the head as well, where you can change the cheeks, jawline and neck, as well as the head and brow. So hopefully there should be a huge variety of character models you can create, and judging by all the presets, that seems very, very likely. They also touched on the cosmetics tabs here, although didn't actually show anything off, but you can see there's quite a lot of options here as well. I'm wondering how many of them though could end up being vanity purchases. That's something we'll have to wait and see, I guess. To further show the flexibility of the character creator, Frontier created a preset of Ed Lewis, the community manager, and you can see here there's more than a passing resemblance to him. And they also went through some of the customizations on his model, changing head shape and age as well. All in all then, the flexibility of the character creator certainly seems to be there, and personally I'm very, very impressed with it, something I can't wait to get my hands on. And looking at the opinions and comments from the community, it seems this is pretty much a unanimous opinion. Now the other thing here is body type. There's not too many things you seem to be able to change by body type, but you can change both headgear as well as the suit itself. There's some shoulder decals here, and these are for the elite rank, but I'm guessing there will be other ones available as well. And of course you can change your suit colour. Just have a look at these. There's some solid colours, and these ones come with the game. They're not store purchases, but there will be some store purchases. You can see some of those here. These will arrive on the store at a slightly later date. And you may have seen that those suits had a little icon down in the bottom right hand corner of the box. I'm assuming that might be some type of currency. Maybe something new is in the wings there. A pure assumption on my part though, so please don't read too much into that just yet. Here then is the other thing Frontier showed off in their live stream, and as you can imagine it's something I'm personally really excited about. It's a new camera system. And this is something that players have been asking for pretty much since day one of Elite Dangerous. And well, Frontier have usually been fairly reluctant to deliver on it, but here we seem to finally have something, and it's very, very flexible indeed. This of course is going to be absolutely fantastic for anyone who makes video content, and it's also going to be very nice for people who like to take screenshots of their game. And naturally, at last, it's going to allow players to see their ship's paint jobs that much easier. So as you can see here, there's all sorts of functionality, and you can move the camera around the ship far faster, a lot more control over it, and you've got a nice focus aspect here where you can control the depth of field blur as well. This alone will make for some very cinematic footage, and on top of that, this is going to be something that anyone who loves looking around the environments in Elite Dangerous is really going to enjoy. Now, one thing I used to see many people complain about with the current implementation of the camera was the fact that you can zoom very far away from your ship. But just look at this now, you can get a long way away, 2,000 meters in fact, at which point the signal is lost. Now, it's a little bit unclear whether that signal was lost due to the distance or whether it was down to the fact he clipped through the asteroid there. And there's many other camera views as well. You can look right up here and focus on some of your weapons' hard points. And interestingly, you can actually control your weapons from the camera here. That includes deploying them and firing them as well. Now, this isn't going to be of any use in combat, of course, because you simply haven't got any HUD elements here. No radar, no menus, no nothing like that. What you can do is completely pilot your ship, fly it around here from the external view. And it looks as though you can completely reposition your camera before you go ahead and do that. And if you look down in the bottom left hand corner, there's a couple of options there to lock the camera rotation, to enter free camera mode, and you can also lock the camera to your ship or lock it to a world object. So whilst a camera system like this has taken a very long time to arrive within Elite, it seems as though the wait has been very worthwhile. It's going to be interesting, of course, to see just how well this works with the larger ships. As with the current classified camera, the camera actually moves very slowly around the large ship, so hopefully that's not going to be the case with the new camera. And you also get some interior camera angles here as well. I've actually seen quite a few people point out that the pilots here are going to be in trouble in the event of a canopy breach. Now here's a little trick that Frontier talked about a very long time ago, back in 2013 actually. It's a technology called Rem Lock, where the emergency helmet is deployed from within your suit. So you can actually sit here without any helmet, without any worries at all. And as you can see, you can move the camera around your cockpit as well, giving you all sorts of views, right up close to your pilot, as well as in the co-pilot seat, which you can see here. There were a number of other things that Frontier briefly showed off as well. One of them is the long-awaited ship, the Dolphin. This is a passenger ship, and you can see it here sitting on the docking pad. This, I believe, is the smallest of the passenger liners. You've got the Dolphin, followed by the Orca, and at the very top you have the Beluga. The other two are in the game currently. The Dolphin has been missing for quite a while, but at last it's here. Very unusual looking ship, if I may say so myself, but it should open up passenger missions to people who don't have much in the way of money. There's also a couple of other things that are worth noticing in this brief video. One of them is this rather gorgeous flyby, which I think is now going to be possible for pretty much everyone due to the new camera system. And the other thing we can see here, just as they come in to the docking pad. Now, one other thing of note, just before we talk about that, is that this is a small pad ship, so it's very, very small. And the other thing, Frontier didn't actually mention, they didn't talk about this at all. But as we zoom in on the top right-hand corner of the ship's HUD, look at what we can see. Placeholder ship name. Very interesting, eh? And at last, we come to the new mega ships. These are arriving in patch 2.3. There's going to be a whole load of them, all sorts of different types, and there's going to be more of them introduced in the future. Now, these are not player controlled, but Frontier say they will serve a number of different functions, from emergency deployments to construction projects, and some people within the community are even suggesting that they could perhaps now be used for colonization attempts out there in the deep black. And also worthy of note is that this ship is called the Fisher's Rest, after the late Carrie Fisher. So then, that's what Frontier had to show with this live stream. There is another one tomorrow, and this will be showing off the functionality of multi-crew itself. Gotta say that I'm very, very impressed with everything that Frontier showed off here. It's something I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on. And although none of this is actually gameplay focused, it is very much a game changer for what it means for the future of Elite Dangerous. I think, for example, that walking around is much closer than many people suspect. And, well, getting avatars, of course, is a good, strong indicator of that. In fact, I wouldn't at all be surprised if it happened before the so-called arrival of Season 3. Anyway, that brings us to an end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.